You just had to be there. I mean, what incredible, unbelievable, and truly shocking night of boxing we just witnessed. We all knew Moses Itauma was a talent. We've heard the whispers, we've seen the clips, but to see him do what he did, it was something else entirely. Standing ringside, you could feel the energy shift the moment he stepped into the ring. You know, you had Joseph Parker, a man who knows a thing or two about being in there with the big boys, standing there, and he just looked impressed. It was explosive, it was quick, and it was a statement. Parker said he's next in line, and he gave his respect to the kid, saying he's got devastating knockout power. He even compared the energy to Mike Tyson, which is a kind of praise you just can't buy. To a man who's been in the ring, it all comes down to that one punch, that one shot that can change a fight, change a career. And Moses has that. He knew he could get Dillian hurt, and he didn't waste any time. No one expected it to finish that quick. But as they say in boxing, speed kills. And Moses Itauma just proved that theory in the most brutal way possible. The boxing world is absolutely buzzing right now, and the consensus is clear. Moses Itauma is a star. Antonio Tarver, a legend in his own right, couldn't stop praising the young fighter. He said Itauma is incredible and carries a style that reminds him of Mike Tyson, highlighting his devastating knockout power and a maturity that seems to defy his young age. The victory wasn't just a win. It was a grand announcement. Itauma showed everyone that he has the talent, the composure, and the presence to not just compete, but to truly dominate the division's future. He's going to be a nightmare for a lot of these veterans, a real problem. He's so poised, so patient, and he knows how to set up his shots. He's got that one-punch power, and he knows how to use it. You can see he's the real deal, and he's going to be a real force for years to come. But let's also take a moment to talk about Dillian Whyte. He's been such a brilliant servant to the sport, a true warrior. He's been a staple in the heavyweight division, a guy who always came to fight, a man who never backed down from a challenge. He's given us some incredible moments, some classic wars, but you have to wonder if this is it for him. As one analyst put it, he came in here having been knocked out a couple of times, and he just couldn't land a punch on this young kid. He got demolished, and while it's a huge win for Moses, Dillian's future is now in question. The same analyst said, he thinks it's time for Dillian to hang it up. He can only get hurt a lot worse than he did tonight, and he should take this loss and enjoy his retirement. It's hard to watch a fighter you've respected for so long reach that point in their career, but it seems like a lot of people feel the same way. When asked if Moses is ready for Alexander Usyk, the answer was a swift and decisive no. The consensus is that it's too soon. He has to earn his title shot. He has to prove he's a real contender by beating credible opponents, not just old washed-up fighters that he can only look good against. He's got to get tested, and that's the next stage of his career. Ben Davidson, the trainer, had an emotional and honest response to the shocking knockout. He carried a tone of both respect and admiration, emphasizing how meaningful it was to witness a British legend like Dillian Whyte step into the ring once again, regardless of the outcome. Davidson's tone reflected a deep appreciation for Whyte's entire career, while also acknowledging the magnitude of Moses Itauma's victory. He saw the fight not as just a sudden finish, but as a statement moment that highlighted a passing the torch to a younger generation. He was grateful for the opportunity and acknowledged that it was a gamble to put his young fighter in with a guy like Dillian Whyte, but it paid off in spades. He said it was extremely disrespectful to suggest that Whyte was anything but a top-class fighter, and he gave nothing but respect to Dillian for taking the fight. Did he expect it to end so early? No, not really. He knows how good Moses is, and he knows the kid is always capable of a knockout at any moment, but he didn't expect it to happen that quickly. He and his team, with a big shout out to Lee Wally, have been working tirelessly on a scouting report, picking up on Dillian's tendencies and putting together drills to counter them. They repped it, they drilled it, and Moses went out there and executed it to perfection. Every bit of hard work, every hour in the gym, every moment of preparation, it all paid off. It was a flawless execution of a game plan, and it was a true testament to the dedication of the entire team. The heavyweight champion himself, Tyson Fury, couldn't help but weigh in, and his acknowledgement adds a whole new layer of credibility to Moses' win. He praised Itauma's performance and said, "There he is, the future of boxing. Been saying it for years." That's high praise from the top man in the division, and it proves that Itauma's victory was not only shocking, but is also being respected at the very highest level. Frank Warren, one of boxing's most experienced and respected promoters, described the fight as an incredible and brutal display. He said the speed and decisiveness of Itauma's performance sent a clear message to the boxing world. It was a ruthless, short, and effective performance that highlighted his explosive style and finishing ability. For a promoter like Warren to emphasize the brutality and efficiency of the win, it shows exactly what fans and promoters want to see in a rising star: entertainment mixed with undeniable skill. Warren's tweet, "Moses Itauma is the real deal. We all just witnessed something special," reflects the magnitude of the victory and the impression it left on the entire boxing world. For a veteran promoter to give such high praise, it tells you that Itauma's win is viewed as a defining moment, a turning point. Another boxing analyst, Adio, stressed how extraordinary it is for Itauma to achieve such success at a young age, highlighting that his youth gives him plenty of time to improve and dominate for years to come. For a prospect to beat a seasoned fighter like Whyte in such a dominant fashion, it signals extraordinary potential. Adio argued that the next 2 to 3 years could define Itauma's legacy, as he already possesses the skill, discipline, and fearlessness that take most fighters much longer to develop. This kid's journey has only just begun, with unlimited room for growth. There's no doubt that before the fight, many people, myself included, were wondering how this would play out. There were questions about Dillian Whyte's recent inactivity, but we can't let that change the narrative. Dillian came in here looking good, in great shape, and he was the biggest step up that Moses Itauma had ever faced in his young career. This was supposed to be a test, a barometer to see where Moses stood in the heavyweight pantheon. If he struggled with Dillian, he'd be fast-tracked to the top. Instead, he made Dillian look like they should have never been in the ring together. He demolished him and made it look like a walk in the park. As one analyst put it, he is playing heavyweight boxing on easy mode right now. It's not because he's boosting the sliders. It's because the competition just isn't there for him. He's so fast, so sharp, so good, that he's making a veteran of Dillian's caliber look like an amateur. The walkout itself was a statement, with a voiceover saying, "The future isn't coming. The future is here. The future is now." It takes some serious courage to make a claim like that. And Moses Itauma went out there and backed it up. What's even more impressive is the young man's humility. After the fight, he talked about how he's been boxing since he was 9 years old, and that his focus has always been on mastering the sport, not on chasing stardom. He said his goal has never been to be a superstar or sell out Wembley. It's just to be a fighter. For him, boxing is just something he does. He feels out of place if he's not boxing. This outlook resonates so deeply with fans who appreciate authenticity. His focus on legacy and his genuine love for the sport over commercial gain set him apart from so many other young fighters. He's in it for the right reasons, and that shows in his performance. Boxing analysts before the fight noted that the general expectation was that Whyte's experience would test Itauma in unfamiliar ways. Many believed the contest would last longer, giving Whyte chances to exploit potential weaknesses in the young fighter. Instead, Itauma's early knockout defied all predictions. This shock factor added to the significance of the victory, showing that Itauma was not only capable of handling the pressure, but was also able to exceed expectations dramatically. His ability to finish the fight so quickly reinforced his status as a unique and dangerous prospect. But there are still unanswered questions. We haven't seen Moses get dragged into the trenches. We haven't seen him get clipped and have to respond. We haven't seen him fight into the later rounds. We want to see if he can carry on his explosive pace, if his feet can stay sharp, if he can retain that sharpness past round 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. These are the questions that we, as fans, want answered, and we still don't have them. The victory was so dominant that we didn't get to see his resilience. We didn't get to see him get hit with a few shots and have to go through a dogfight. But the fact that he was so dominant is a testament to his skill and power. As for Dillian Whyte's camp, Buddy McGirt, his coach, gave an honest and straightforward breakdown of what happened. He admitted that Dillian got caught clean and simply couldn't recover. He also defended the referee's decision to stop the fight, arguing it was the right call for Dillian's safety. But what was most telling was his final words on Moses. When asked how good the kid is, McGirt, a veteran trainer, simply said, "I know the kid is good. I know he can fight." That kind of recognition from an experienced trainer, especially one from the losing corner, underscores just how impressive Moses' performance was. Speaking to the ring, Ben Davidson shared his pride in how Itauma handled the occasion. He emphasized that the victory was not just about raw power, but about the preparation, focus, and mental strength that went into it. The fight validated Itauma's rise and provided proof that he belongs on the big stage. His comments also suggested that the team sees this win as the first step toward championship-level opportunities. The Arab Newsport's tweet summed it up perfectly. Moses Itauma cemented his status as a heavyweight title contender by scoring a first-round knockout over Dillian Whyte. His quick finish was more than just a win. It was a statement that he belongs at the highest level and has arrived as a true contender. What an incredible night for boxing, and